What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman and Ben Rasa here for Awesemo.com, and we are back with the breakfast menu served up by No House Advantage. So be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Make sure you're subscribing to every channel. Awesemo Odds channel, the regular Awesemo channel, Awesemo Fantasy Football. Just check all of those boxes. Subscribe to them all. And then go sign up at No House Advantage using the promo code Awesemo. Get a $20 instant match deposit bonus on your first deposit. You don't have to worry about fantasy points. It's not what we're doing here. It's player props, NBA, MLB, NFL, even PGA contests. You can play them all. You're just trying to figure out if someone's going over or under a particular mark, and those lines are static. Plus, we have all the free content on the website for No House Advantage that you will need to build those lineups. If you want to build them manually, you can do that. If you want to just take automatically created lineups for No House Advantage, you could do that as well at Awesemo.com. So use that promo code when you sign up. No House Advantage. Download it in the App Store. Win big with player props today. Ben, we're going to the Olympics today. Different topic for the first time in a while. We were doing a little bit of baseball, obviously did a ton of basketball, and now we are on to the Olympics.
Welcome change for me. I like to mix it up. Baseball, as I've said, not my favorite sport to bet. It's been all right. Kind of been splitting. We were on a good run in NBA, but now we get a totally different topic. There's a lot of events that I could say 99.9% of the people have never bet. Interesting opportunities. I'm also fascinated. We've got 2 picks each. We obviously don't know where we're going. Did you stick to mainstream sports? Did you venture in to the handball, the javelin, things like that? I'm really excited to see where you go.
I stuck to my guns. I will be talking about international basketball, the place that everyone should want me to go for speech. I did look a little bit at wrestling. I will not lie. Did not end up going there.
They don't have
some leans, but
they don't have like the MMA guys. None of them convert over to wrestling, right?
No.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know these things. Chat, forgive me. All right. How do you want to do this? Like I said, you're having, not to step on your head while you're drowning, but you're in a little slump here. Tokyo is gonna bust out of that slump for you. What do you want to do? You want to go first? You want to go second?
I'll go first with 4 strips of bacon on the Olympics to get canceled for COVID.
Oh, yeah. At what? Minus 500?
Yeah, it's a lock. It's a lock. It's minus 800 if you want to put that unit on it. Go to Alex Baker's Twitter to understand what it's like to take those bets. Anyway.
So I've seen.
I will go first. And it is a 1 strip of bacon bet. And this is on France to go further than Slovenia. Minus 125. Again, we're talking basketball, or at least I'm talking basketball. A lot of people are going to want to try to ride Luka deep into this tournament. It is not the same team that won gold in Eurobasket in 2017. No Goran Dragic any longer. Igor Kokoškov no longer the coach of Slovenia. France has 3 legitimate high-end NBA players. Gobert, Batum, Fournier. We're talking about guys that can play major minutes for NBA teams. That doesn't really exist for Slovenia outside of Luka. And they have an actual supporting cast too. TLC, Frank Ntilikina, which I know people are going to roll their eyes at, very different in international basketball than he is in the NBA. Vincent Poirier, backup center, and Nando De Colo, that people are going to sleep on him as if they just don't know who he is. He was in the NBA at one time, played for the Spurs, played for the Raptors for a brief moment. He could be in the NBA right now and could have been in the NBA for the past 5 years. He just isn't. 64% true shooting on 28% usage for De Colo. He's going to get slept on. He is probably one of the best players in the tournament that most people don't know. They're too good of a team to go home before Slovenia. If I'm wrong, it's because Luka is doing like truly bonkers stuff, which is not outside the realm of possibility, but I'm not super worried about it.
That's interesting because I didn't do a ton of digging on these teams as a whole. And from a casual viewer, it's like, Luka, Slovenia is like a dark horse, potentially win the tournament. But you bring up a good, the advantage some of these teams have is that well-rounded squad, obviously the chemistry, things like that. Where's Tony Parker? Not walking through that door?
No. And speaking of Tony Parker not walking through that door, we'll get into my second pick in a second.
All right, then. My first pick is a long shot. I went to tennis. These are pretty strong fields. We've got Novak on one side. I almost included him. I'm going to take a shot with Sabalenka once again to win gold in the women's Olympics for tennis, plus 1,200, just a quarter strip of bacon to win 3. Because again, it's a very difficult field. We've got Naomi Osaka is back. Obviously, Barty is there. There's some big time Iga, a lot of contenders. Sabalenka, if you want to take the glass half full approach, she's starting to get it together a little in these premier tournaments and majors. We know that she hasn't broken through yet. She got a little closer at Wimbledon. I did like what I see. I love the talent. I always back her. And I'm getting 12-1 here. So going to Tokyo on the hard court, I think it's more of an unknown. And certainly I think the odds bear this out. The women's side is more wide open than the men's. Novak is just at another level right now. I'm not saying he's guaranteed to win, because I would have taken him at minus 175 if I thought that. But I think it's a much more daunting task. This is, if Osaka's a little rusty and Barty loses, there's only a couple other people amongst the next tier before you get to Sabalenka. So at 12-1, worth a splash, a quarter strip of bacon on a future that I think at worst I might be able to hedge out of if I wanted to.
I don't know anything about tennis, so I'm going to just keep it moving on
remember
that one.
You killed Roger Federer on this show.
I did. The only thing that I could think of when you were talking about tennis is how they should have tournaments where you play on each surface for each set.
No, what they should have, and I have said this, is a court that is half clay and half grass. And so you sometimes are playing on, like, you're serving from grass to clay. How sick would that be?
I'm fine with that. I think my idea is also either way. Mix it up a little bit, tennis.
Come on, man. Besides my adding a second goal for extra time in soccer, having a half clay, half grass. Chat, we always ask for comments, but this is vitally important. I want comments on this video if you think that's a good idea about the split tennis court, because I think that's a genius idea.
Are you picturing it split long ways or across the middle?
The normal way, not like, oh, my left foot is in clay.
The normal way of something that doesn't exist at all.
Because that wouldn't even make sense. You would get critically injured. Obviously. No, a normal way where it's like, all right, now I have the advantage because I'm serving into grass. And my returns are clay. That would be sick.
I asked the question, man. I didn't pitch the idea. I just asked what you were picturing. No. That's all.
Because you're going to confuse people, and my great idea is going to be wasted away here. Go ahead.
Anyway, they should play different surfaces for all 3 sets. Anyway, back to basketball.
Lava.
And you asked, is Tony Parker walking through that door? The answer, unfortunately, is no. For my second bet, I'm going back to my boys from Slovenia, minus 5.5 against Argentina, because Nocioni and Manu Ginobili are not walking through that door for Argentina. That is legitimately in my notes, written that way. Manu and Nocioni aren't walking through the door, and you said it for former Spur Tony Parker. Look, I know that I said that Slovenia isn't the same team they were in 2017. Guess what? Argentina fits that bill and then some. I love Luis Scola. Luis Scola is 39 years old. That's a little bit up there in age. I think Luka just carves up this Argentina team. Since they won the gold in 2004, they meaning Argentina, they won bronze in 2008, they took 4th in 2012, and they finished 8th in 2016. It's not getting better from the heyday. They don't have the same sort of bullets in the gun that they used to. I think Luka just smashes them out. 5.5 seems like too low of a line. I just don't think that Argentina has it for them. And the big piece of it for me is that it's not like Luka is going into a new experience. Like, Argentina is going to be pretty grimy about it. I assume they're going to be pretty physical. That's all that Luka's ever known throughout all of his Euros. So, like, he's not coming into a scenario that he's not aware of. And that's why I don't think the 5.5 is enough. So another strip of bacon on Slovenia minus 5.5.
I like that one a lot. Argentina, even again, it's so easy for me to discuss this with you because, like, I'm an extremely casual Olympic basketball viewer. And I always think, like, you've got the U.S. and then you've got Argentina, one of those teams that always plays them tough. Obviously, it's not the same squad when you do the digging, but I think that line's kind of inflated on name recognition. They're one of the teams that have always been there. And certainly Slovenia, I mean, it's a different situation with Luka. All right. Mixing it up here. We're getting a little creative, but I think this is something that, again, at times is very, very effective. There are a couple spots in the Olympics that I think are really, really safe. Honestly, maybe number one, and it's only minus 550, is Katie Ledecky to win the 800-meter freestyle She's just not going to lose. She has the world record. I feel ungodly confident about that, but I'm not going to lay minus 550, but I'm going to parlay that with the USA to win gold in basketball. I know there's a lot of turmoil around this team. It's minus 320. When you combine them, you get it down to minus 181. And to me, that's a pretty comfortable number because she is going to win. And now I have the US at a great number. And I know there's been a lot about the exhibition games and they don't look good. I think when push comes to shove and they get in this tournament, they're going to be okay. They're going to find their stride. I don't know what Booker and Holiday and Middleton will have, but it can't hurt. They are getting Zach LaVine back. They're going to be fine. They just have too much talent to not win out here. And is it a lock? No, but I'm only laying, again, minus 181. This is not, if this goes wrong, I lose, a little bit. It's not great, but it's not a disaster. When you're looking at really highly juiced favorites, just like anything, you're evaluating chance of success against that number. And to me, Ledecky is a borderline lock in the 800-meter freestyle, and then USA to win gold. That number felt about right, but I'm getting it down to minus 181. I'm actually going to do this to win 2 strips of bacon. I really like this bet. Again, I think when push comes to shove, the USA will find a way to get through, get it done. I'll clear a couple strips of bacon here.
Yeah, I'm not all that concerned with the U.S. either, so I'm right behind you on that bet. I don't know. I know who Katie Ledecky is. I don't know anything about swimming at all.
Can she lose? Of course, but I'll say this, just like any other thing, when you're going longer distance, the variance is lower because, talent just eventually wins out. This is not like a sprint. That's quite a distance. It's one of her strongest. I think she rolls personally, so got that. USA to win gold. We'll see what we can do. And I don't parlay things a lot, but there are times where I think that can be very effective. And this is one of those combinations. To me, you're getting a really good number from.
Well, that's 2 Olympic bets for the 2 of us, but we're not done. We still have sides of no house advantage. So we're stepping in to the baseball realm for this one. Again, go to nohouseadvantage.com and use that promo code. I will start it off. This one I feel great about. That would be Freddie Freeman over 0.5 RBI for today. If you want to take it for runs, that's fine. Matt Moore pitching for the Phillies. He's awful. He's thrown 46 innings since 2018. He's thrown 508 pitches to lefties in that time. That's across 4 years. He's given up a 245 x ISO. He's basically not been involved in baseball for like 2.5 years, and he's coming back to face the Braves. It's not going to go well for Matt Moore. Freddie Freeman is going to go yard today. I'm predicting that. I couldn't take that for no house advantage because it's not the kind of prop, but he's getting that RBI via a home run because Matt Moore stinks.
Yeah, if he does hit a home run, you should be pretty safe to cash the 0.5 right there. That would take a changing of the rules to not happen. I'm going to just take what you said yesterday and apply it here. I'm going with Xander Bogaerts. That over-under is 10. I think he can push one across, or you could take a run. They're both 0.5. It's a situation. Montgomery pitching for the Yankees. Again, the highest over-under on the slate. Red Sox at home, minus 140. Should be involved, coming off a not so great showing, but I'm not going to worry about that. So there wasn't a ton that stood out. In the NBA with minutes, when rotations change, there is outliers where these guys are 99% in some regards. Here, it's not that simple. So you got to look for small edges, look for over-unders, as you mentioned, look for those pitchers that maybe are going to get exposed. And I feel pretty good about Xander having an effective night tonight.
There you have it, everybody. Sides of no house advantage. We will be back again tomorrow picking, I'm not entirely sure what. We've got potentially MMA if we want to, more Olympics, baseball. We got a lot that we can go through, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Good luck to everyone tonight. Ben, any final thoughts before we leave?
No, just one extra reminder. This show is going to be an Awesemo odds show long term, so there's no better time. I know long term you guys are going to get over there because we're going to be providing great content. Do it now. Head over, subscribe. We have a lot of NFL content dropping. College football. Me and Matt Gajewski just filmed a new podcast. I know people preparing for the season. We only have 40 days, and there is a ton of value out there. I know it's not the most glamorous thing to bet some of these, but you know what? Money's money, value's value, and that's what we're trying to create here. So make sure you do that. Follow us on Twitter. Why not? But most importantly, head over to Awesemo Odds and pump up that channel.
There it is, everybody. Good luck tonight. Enjoy the bets. Let's win some bacon. We'll talk to you again tomorrow morning on another edition of the breakfast menu, served up by No House Advantage.
I bet against Granada the other night.
I don't like.
They
Isn't
lost.
that like a dessert?
Well, we're not even going to get in. Some of those island
Is
nations.
that like a shaved ice dessert?
Shaved ice? No. Is it? May you ever hear of Granada?
Granita. A semi-frozen dessert made from sugar, water, and various flavorings.
You never heard of that? Yeah, they don't have that by us.
No? Well, they
No.
don't have that by me either.
They don't have
it's
shaved ice.
Italian. I mean, they have shaved ice here because it's
Nope.
the beach, but no, granita is an Italian dish. Anyway.